Welcome back to Sweet Tea Hot Topics with Rashika. You know what to do. Like, share, don't forget to subscribe. Okay? Thank you so much. We have got to talk about something that everybody is not talking about, and that's why we got to talk about it. Okay? Now, the Golden Bachelor. I know when you hear me saying that, you're like, hold up, nobody want to watch that, honey, because we the young and the restless. We watch The Bachelor. That's how I was thinking. I was the same way. When I started watching it, my husband was like, you are not watching The Golden Bachelor, okay? I was like, I gotta see what this is about. It is a new show. I love to check out all the new reality shows and everything. And so I was on it, okay? So, just like any other show, you got Gerry, which is the Bachelor, and then you have, I think it's like 13 women. It might be a little bit more. Y'all don't quote me on that, okay? Go check for yourself. And these women are looking for love, and he is looking for love. And the goal is to find love, but they take each other, he takes them out on dates. And if he's really interested in them, he gives them a rose. If not, see you later. All right? Unfortunately. Okay. So, Gerry's been taking me there. Gerry's been keeping me interested. Gerry's been keeping me so very interested that now my husband is interested, okay? So we used to be like, okay, what is this? To now it's like, dang, it's 6:30, it's already dark. We got a couple more hours so we can go see Gerry and the Golden Bachelor, okay? So Gerry's been going on these dates. He's been getting closer and closer to these women. And I had my picks. I had Susan. Susan is Italian. She's tall. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. She's funny. You got to go watch the show just for her. Okay. Then I had Teresa. And then I had my girl Faith. But I was really feeling Faith. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Not only is her name beautifully Faith, but she's so beautiful. She's so vibrant. She's so fun. And you know how some people go, well, she looks good for 60. No, she looks good. Tough. Okay. And she's beautiful from the inside out. And that's the reason why I was looking forward to seeing her in the top 3 or 4. All right. So we're now getting down to 4. Spoiler alert. Sorry, I got to tell you this part. So we're narrowing the women down. And as I said before, Gerry has me all in. All right. And like, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I don't even see what he sees in, I see what he sees in one, but I don't see what he sees in Teresa. Don't mean that in a bad way. Let me go ahead and explain it. Don't come for me, okay? Unless I see him for you, all right? What I'm saying is, it seems like to me, between Gerry and Faith, that there is a lot more connection, all right? Their body language is different. The things they said to each other is different. It didn't feel like Gerry was just on a show when he was, with Faith. But every time that he was with Teresa, it felt like a little bit of pity. It was almost as if every time he gave her a rose, it was like, I don't want to make her sad. Because every single time, every date, I noticed she started saying more and more things like, I can't see myself without you. And I'm truly in love with you now. And so every single time these women would express themselves in this way. And I think it was smart for Gerry. I think it's really smart for Gerry. He always says, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice of you. Oh, I like that. Oh, you're so special. And I can't believe you said that. Like, I'm not making this up. This is the way he talks. This is his mannerism. And these are the things that he says, okay? And so I think it's really smart that as we're going out on these dates, I'm not telling all these women that I'm in love with them. I'm not going to do that, okay? But there was some friction because, as people could see, that Gerry started doing more, a little bit more for, some women than he was doing for others. And then he was asking for more and more dates with like the same women, which makes sense because how is he going to get to know them if they're not spending time together, okay? So Gerry has started, so let me back up because I was going to say he's starting to fall in love. We're not even there yet, okay? So we get to the part in the show where Gerry gets to meet the families and he gets to, visit their hometowns and meet the grandkids and all that wonderful stuff, okay? So at this point in time, this is why I had to back up. At this point in time, Gerry has not expressed his deepest feelings. It's been kind of surface, like, and I love you too. Well, not love, but he would say it, but it was more like, I love you too. You know what I'm saying? It was more friendly. Or I really enjoy our time together. It's been very friendly, platonic, surface, right? Every date. Now we're down to 4. Spoiler alert, sorry, but you gotta go watch the show, okay? Gerry hasn't said it, but he's been very kind. He goes to Miss Faith's home and he meets the sons. And the sons, rightfully so, biggest issue or concern, I should say, was mom's heart. Are you going to secure her heart? Because rightfully so, we're talking about a 60 to 61-year-old woman. They don't want mama hurt. She's expressed the fact that she hasn't been in a serious relationship in 20 years. She hasn't opened herself up to anybody in a very long time. So now my mom is on this show and bruh, don't get it twisted. We know, we know you dating 3 women. All right, you're dating 3 other women outside of my mom right now. All of them are going on dates with you. So we want to make sure that she's good. So Gerry assured the sons that mama was good. So now my husband and I are like, hey, boom, yes, it's official. It really wasn't even official. It's just in our minds. We were like, we know he's not going to break her heart because he just made the promise. So obviously she's going to be the one. Boom. Okay. So now all the family gets back together. Spoiler, sorry. And they're like sitting together, like everybody is talking. And Gerry is on the couch and Faith is on the couch. And everybody is seeing how in love that they are. Like they're kind of like leaning in on each other, and the family notices it, and the best friends are saying things like, we haven't seen her smile so nice, and oh my gosh, it's just so lovely, and the energy is so full of love and hope and just happy. And so Gerry, spoiler, turns around to Faith and he says, I love you. Ooh. Now the hubs and I literally are high-fiving like, bam. We knew it. We knew it. We knew it. We knew they were the two that were really in love, and everything between them was kind of authentic, and it just felt real. And so, my friends, Faith turns to Gerry and she says, like, when she hears it, it's kind of like, I heard you, but did I hear what I really think I heard? And so she's like, I love you too. Ooh. So now we're so happy. We're like, it's official. It's really official. Yes. Boom. Bam. Okay. But don't forget. Let's not forget. Gerry has another date to go on. So Gerry goes on his next date, and he goes to visit the family. He goes to visit the hometown and the location, and he visits the grandchildren, okay? And so the grandchildren are like, so you're going to marry my grandma? And he's like, so what if I do? This is the next person. And what if I do? And he's like, the kids are so excited and they're like, yay. And so Gerry's feeling good and the family's feeling good and they were all talking about it. And so they get up. So Gerry and I think it was Teresa. I'm not sure. That's why I'm not saying her name, because I do want you to go watch it. And so they go outside and they're leaning up against the house. And Gerry kind of stops and he looks into her eyes. And my husband and I are literally 100% like, he better not say it. And he goes, I love you. That's really what I did last Thursday. Like, stop. I know you did not. I know you did not just say that. You just told my girl Faith. And you got me and my husband over here high fiving. We over here like do 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 do. Hand me another drink, bam. And you just told somebody else this. Now we like, you know what? Let me get a shot. I'm upset now, okay? Because I know I'm watching reality TV. I know it. But I also know that after these shows, sometimes these people, they actually do get married. So I'm here, I'm all in because I love reality TV. But what you're not going to do, Gerry, is you're not going to do me like this. You're not going to do my husband and I like this, okay? So she looks back at him, spoiler, sorry, and she says, I love you too. And then Gerry proceeds to look up in the air and goes, I am in love. Girl. I was so mad. I was like, me and my husband, we mad now. We mad like Gerry is our granddad or something. Like, Pops, I can't even believe you did this kind of mad. So then they host this like reunion before, the show really ends, because we're narrowing it down now to like 2 people. Spoiler, sorry. And they have all the women back, and all the women are there on the little stage, and then they have Faith come back. If you're watching this, there's no way that you weren't like, there's no way that you weren't like either crying or holding back the tears, because Faith couldn't speak. Every time she tried to talk, she couldn't get anything out because she was distraught. Like, the tears were rolling, and he was asking her, like, you know what, how do you feel now? And da-da-da-da-da. She was like, the worst thing for me was my children, because they did not want me to be hurt. See, what people don't understand, y'all gotta understand, even though these women, they sign up for these shows, they really start feeling something. They really start falling in love, and they really start appreciating the stuff that they're doing on these shows and stuff for them. Because you got to think about it, on the Golden Bachelor, a lot of these women, their husbands are deceased, and they've been deceased and passed away for like 10, 15 years. And they go 20 and 30 years without being in some really committed relationships. And that was Faith's thing. She was like, I hadn't been in a committed relationship in well over 20 years, and I hadn't opened myself up to anybody. And so Faith was the first person that he had said something like this to, and she knew that. And then, whether she knew it or not, once he said it, it was the first time that he had expressed himself, and it was the first time that he had expressed himself to her. And then he reciprocated, because even after Faith said it back to him, he said it again. So it felt so real, okay? So she was really hurt, okay? So they bring Gerry out, and Gerry gets to sit on the stage with her. And Gerry has the opportunity to talk. And Gerry says, spoiler, sorry, go watch the show, it's worth it. And Gerry says, because she gets to the part where, like, there was a time that moment where I didn't get the rose, and it was time for me to leave, and you walked me outside to the limo. I didn't even see the same Gerry in your eyes. For Faith, it was like he just turned off, and it was like, what happened? Where did it go? Where did the love go? He had an answer. Sorry, spoiler. He says, I was in love with you. I was, in that moment. He should have said, when they were on the couch, and he should have said, on that couch right there on the show, I was in love with that moment. That's why I took the time to explain to you guys what it was like when they were on the couch with the family. The family saw it. They were happy. The sons were happy. Everybody was happy. And there was love and hope. That's the word they love to use, hope. Okay? So they were all feeling it. He should have said, I was in love with the moment. You should have never told that woman that you were in love with her because she hurt Faith and it made me real mad. Now I'm going to keep watching to see where the show goes. And I want you to go back and watch it too.